On this very day, April 17th, a divine emergency alert is being released from the heavenly realms, carrying a message of profound urgency meant specifically for you. This is not a coincidence, nor is it a random moment in time. In the spiritual realm, there are no accidents, only divine appointments orchestrated with precision and purpose. As you listen to these words, understand that Archangel Michael, the mighty warrior and protector appointed by God, is issuing a solemn warning. Just 2 minutes ago, in the unseen dimensions that exist beyond human perception, a dark ritual was completed using your photo as its focal point. This revelation is not intended to instill fear, but to awaken your spiritual awareness and guide you toward immediate divine protection. Heaven has allowed this message to reach you at this exact moment because intervention is already underway, and your response carries deep spiritual significance. April 17th is not merely another day on the calendar. Spiritually, it represents a moment of heightened sensitivity, a time when the veil between the physical and spiritual realms becomes thinner, allowing both divine and negative forces to operate with increased intensity. Throughout sacred history, God has chosen specific moments to communicate urgent warnings to His people, ensuring they are prepared and protected. Today is one of those moments. Archangel Michael, known as the commander of heaven's armies and the defender of the faithful, steps forward during such critical times to shield those who are targeted. His presence in this message signifies not only warning but also reassurance, authority, and the promise that darkness never has the final word. The fact that you are hearing this message right now is evidence that you are under divine watch and care. You were guided here intentionally, not by chance, but by a higher purpose determined to safeguard your destiny. In the unseen world, rituals are often believed to be performed with symbolic objects intended to establish a spiritual connection with their intended targets. Among these objects, photographs hold significant symbolic meaning, representing identity, presence, and personal essence. According to this prophetic message, a dark ritual involving your photo was completed mere moments ago, symbolizing an attempt to interfere with your peace, your progress, and the divine calling placed upon your life. Yet it is essential to understand that while such actions may be initiated by negative intentions, they are never beyond the authority and power of God. The warning from Archangel Michael is not a declaration of defeat, but a call to awareness, reminding you that divine protection is already being mobilized on your behalf. Heaven reveals such threats not to create panic, but to ensure that you are spiritually equipped to overcome them. You may be wondering why this message is reaching you at this precise moment. The answer lies in the divine orchestration that governs spiritual intervention. Heaven communicates through timely revelations, ensuring that those who are targeted receive guidance before harm can manifest. Your presence here signifies that you are not alone and that you have been chosen to receive this urgent alert. The message emphasizes that immediate acknowledgement of divine protection is crucial. The concept of one click is presented as a symbolic act of faith, an intentional decision to align yourself with the protective forces of heaven. It represents agreement with God's authority and a conscious acceptance of the spiritual shield being offered to you. Such symbolic actions have long been associated with acts of faith throughout biblical history, where simple gestures of obedience opened the door for miraculous intervention. Archangel Michael's role in this moment cannot be overstated. Revered across centuries as the guardian of God's people, he stands as a powerful reminder that divine justice and protection are always accessible. His warning serves as both a shield and a beacon of hope, illuminating the path away from fear and toward spiritual security. The urgency of the message underscores the importance of spiritual awareness in a world where unseen battles often go unnoticed. Yet, even in the face of such revelations, the central theme remains one of empowerment rather than intimidation. Heaven does not reveal threats to instill panic. Instead, it does so to ensure that you are equipped with the knowledge and faith necessary to overcome them. This message is, therefore, an invitation to step into a deeper understanding of the spiritual support that surrounds you. As you continue to listen, it is important to recognize the deeper significance of this moment. The timing, 2 minutes ago, is not merely a dramatic expression but a symbolic indication of immediacy. It emphasizes that spiritual events can unfold rapidly and that divine assistance is equally swift. This sense of urgency is meant to draw your attention to the present moment, encouraging you to respond with faith and trust rather than hesitation. The message conveys that while darkness may attempt to act, it is always subject to the superior authority of divine light. Your awareness and willingness to accept this protection become key elements in activating the blessings prepared for you. There is also a profound sense of responsibility embedded within this warning. The statement that if you skip, you alone will bear the full responsibility is not intended to evoke fear but to highlight the significance of personal choice in spiritual matters. Throughout sacred teachings, individuals are often presented with moments of decision that shape their spiritual journey. This message reflects the timeless principle, emphasizing that faith is an active partnership between divine grace and human response. By choosing to acknowledge and receive the protection being offered, you participate in a sacred alignment that reinforces your spiritual security. It is a reminder that while God's grace is freely given, embracing it requires intentional acceptance. Consider for a moment the extraordinary nature of this encounter. Among countless individuals around the world, you have been guided to hear this message at this exact time. Such precision speaks to the intimate care with which heaven watches over each soul. Archangel Michael's intervention is not random. It is a testament to the value placed upon your life and the purpose you carry. This realization transforms the narrative from one of potential threat to one of divine affirmation. You are not merely being warned, you are being reminded of your significance within the greater tapestry of God's plan. Every challenge you have faced, every moment of perseverance, and every step of faith has prepared you for this very moment of divine reassurance. As this urgent alert unfolds, allow your heart to remain open to the reassurance that accompanies it. The presence of Archangel Michael signifies that protection is already being established around you. Imagine a radiant shield of divine light encircling your life, dispelling every shadow and neutralizing every negative intention directed toward you. This visualization serves as a powerful reminder that no force of darkness can prevail against the authority of heaven. The message of April 17th is therefore not one of fear, but of awakening, an invitation to step into a deeper awareness of the spiritual support that surrounds you at all times. In this pivotal moment, you are called to recognize the profound connection between divine timing and personal faith. The emergency alert delivered by Archangel Michael serves as both a warning and a promise. A warning that unseen challenges may arise, and a promise that divine protection is always within reach. As you reflect on these words, understand that you are being guided toward a path of security, empowerment, and spiritual clarity. Heaven is actively working on your behalf, ensuring that every attempt against you is met with overwhelming divine defense. Embrace this moment with confidence, knowing that you are seen, protected, and deeply loved, and that this message marks the beginning of a powerful journey of divine intervention and spiritual victory. As the gravity of this divine alert continues to unfold, it is essential to understand the deeper spiritual implications behind what has just been revealed. The message delivered through Archangel Michael is not merely symbolic, it is a call to awaken your awareness to the reality of spiritual warfare. This unseen battle has been described throughout sacred history as a conflict between light and darkness, truth and deception, protection, and opposition. While many people move through life unaware of these spiritual dynamics, there are moments when heaven intervenes to reveal what is happening behind the scenes. This is one of those moments. You were guided here not by coincidence, but by divine orchestration, ensuring that you receive this warning precisely when it is needed most. Spiritual attacks rarely appear in obvious or dramatic ways at first. Instead, they often manifest subtly, influencing emotions, thoughts, and circumstances. You may have recently experienced unexplained feelings of heaviness, persistent fatigue, or a sense of anxiety that seemed to arise without a clear cause. Perhaps you noticed sudden obstacles appearing just as you were approaching a breakthrough, or relationships becoming strained despite your best efforts to maintain harmony. Some individuals report recurring negative thoughts, unusual restlessness, or a lingering sense that something is not quite right. These experiences can leave a person feeling confused or isolated, questioning whether these challenges are merely coincidental. However, within the context of this prophetic message, such signs may be understood as indicators of negative spiritual intentions directed toward you. It is important to emphasize that recognizing a spiritual attack is not about fostering fear or paranoia. Instead, it is about gaining clarity and empowerment. Awareness allows you to respond with faith rather than uncertainty. When individuals remain unaware of spiritual opposition, they may internalize these experiences as personal failures or weaknesses. However, the revelation that a dark ritual was attempted against you reframes these challenges, offering a new perspective. Rather than being a sign of vulnerability, it becomes a testament to your spiritual significance. Throughout sacred teachings, those chosen for meaningful purposes often encountered resistance. This opposition was not meant to defeat them but to challenge and refine their faith, ultimately leading to greater strength and fulfillment of their divine calling. Another crucial aspect of spiritual warfare is its connection to moments of transition and growth. Negative forces often attempt to interfere when an individual is on the verge of a breakthrough or stepping into a new season of purpose. Reflect on your recent experiences. Have you sensed that something significant was about to change in your life? Perhaps new opportunities were emerging, personal healing was taking place, or a deeper spiritual awakening was unfolding. In such moments, resistance can arise as an attempt to delay or disrupt progress. The timing of this message, delivered immediately after the completion of a dark ritual, serves as a powerful confirmation that heaven is actively safeguarding your journey. Archangel Michael's intervention underscores the assurance that no opposition can override God's divine plan for your life. Equally significant is the understanding that you were divinely guided to encounter this message. In a world filled with countless distractions and endless streams of information, the likelihood of arriving at this exact moment to hear these words is far from accidental. Divine timing ensures that guidance reaches individuals precisely when it is most needed. This realization brings profound reassurance that you are not alone in your journey. Even when circumstances seem overwhelming, heaven remains attentive, sending protection and direction in ways that often surpass human understanding. The presence of Archangel Michael in this message serves as a powerful reminder that you are surrounded by divine assistance, ready to shield and strengthen you against any form of spiritual opposition. Understanding spiritual attacks also involves recognizing the authority that you possess through faith. Darkness often operates by instilling fear, doubt, and confusion, seeking to weaken an individual's confidence in divine protection. However, when you become aware of this strategy, you gain the ability to resist it effectively. Faith acts as a spiritual shield, empowering you to stand firm in the assurance that no negative force can override God's sovereignty. Sacred teachings frequently emphasize that divine authority surpasses all forms of darkness, and this message reinforces that timeless truth. The warning you have received is therefore not a declaration of vulnerability, but an invitation to step into your spiritual authority with renewed confidence and trust. As you reflect on these truths, allow yourself to embrace the reassurance that accompanies this revelation. The purpose of this message is not to leave you in a state of anxiety, but to awaken a deeper sense of connection with the divine. Archangel Michael's presence signifies that protective measures are already being established around you. Imagine a radiant barrier of heavenly light surrounding your life, neutralizing every harmful intention and restoring a sense of peace and stability. This visualization serves as a reminder that divine protection is both immediate and powerful, transcending any negative actions that may have been directed toward you. In this moment of recognition, you are invited to respond with intentional faith and unity. Spiritual awareness becomes even more powerful when it is shared within a community of believers who uplift and support one another. By engaging with this message, you participate in spreading hope and encouragement to others who may be facing similar challenges. Your response has the potential to extend divine reassurance beyond your own life, creating a ripple effect of faith and protection. If this message resonates deeply within your spirit, now is the time to take a meaningful step of agreement. Like this video as a visible expression of your faith and alignment with divine protection. Share it with your loved ones so that they too may receive this urgent warning and the reassurance that heaven is watching over them. Leave a comment declaring your trust in God's safeguarding presence, creating a space where others can find encouragement and solidarity. Finally, subscribe to this channel to remain connected with future prophetic messages that continue to uplift, guide, and strengthen your spiritual journey. These simple yet powerful actions help to spread the light of divine truth, ensuring that more souls receive the protection and hope they need during critical moments. As this part of the message draws to a close, remember that recognition is the first and most crucial step toward transformation. By becoming aware of the spiritual dynamics at play, you position yourself to receive the fullness of divine protection and guidance. The warning delivered through Archangel Michael is not an endpoint but the beginning of a journey toward deeper faith, resilience, and spiritual empowerment. Embrace this moment with confidence, knowing that you are supported by heavenly forces and surrounded by a community united in faith. The path ahead is illuminated by divine assurance, and as you continue forward, you will encounter even greater revelations of protection, purpose, and peace, reaffirming that no darkness can prevail against the light that now surrounds you. At this critical juncture in your spiritual journey, the atmosphere shifts from warning to divine intervention. The message you have received is not merely a revelation of a potential threat. It is a powerful declaration that heaven has already stepped in on your behalf. Archangel Michael, the mighty warrior and guardian of God's people, does not arrive in moments of crisis without purpose. His presence signifies that divine protection is not only available but actively being released over your life. In the unseen realms, where battles between light and darkness unfold, his sword of truth and shield of righteousness stand as unshakable symbols of God's authority. This is the moment when fear is replaced by assurance, and uncertainty gives way to the certainty of divine defense. Imagine, for a moment, the heavenly scene unfolding beyond the limits of human sight. As the dark ritual reached its completion, forces of light were simultaneously mobilized. Archangel Michael, surrounded by legions of angels, responded instantly to the assignment against you. His intervention demonstrates a profound spiritual truth. No act of darkness can proceed unchecked when divine authority is invoked. The very fact that you are hearing this message confirms that heaven has already initiated the process of protection and restoration. Rather than being a victim of unseen forces, you are the recipient of divine attention and care. This realization transforms the narrative from one of vulnerability to one of victory. Central to this moment of intervention is the symbolic act described as one click. While simple in appearance, this action carries deep spiritual significance. Throughout sacred history, acts of faith have often been expressed through seemingly small gestures, raising a hand in prayer, speaking a declaration of trust, or stepping forward in obedience. These actions serve as outward expressions of inward belief, aligning the individual with divine will. In the same way, the one click represents your conscious agreement with heaven's protection. It is not the physical act itself that holds power, but the faith and intention behind it. By choosing to respond, you affirm your trust in God's authority and open your heart to the protective covering being extended to you. Archangel Michael's role as a protector is deeply rooted in spiritual tradition. Known as the defender of the faithful and the commander of heavenly armies, he is often depicted as standing against forces of darkness, ensuring that justice and righteousness prevail. His intervention in this moment is a reminder that divine protection is not distant or abstract. It is immediate and personal. You are not facing this situation alone. The presence of this mighty archangel signifies that heaven recognizes your value and is committed to safeguarding your destiny. Every attempt to disrupt your peace is met with a greater force of divine light, ensuring that your path remains aligned with God's purpose. As you absorb this message, allow your heart to embrace the assurance that accompanies it. Fear often arises when individuals feel powerless or uncertain about the future. However, the intervention of Archangel Michael serves as a powerful antidote to such fears. It reminds you that divine authority surpasses every negative intention, rendering all attempts against you ineffective. Visualize a radiant shield of heavenly light surrounding your life, extending over your home, your loved ones, and every aspect of your journey. This protective presence is not merely symbolic. It represents the active involvement of heaven in your circumstances, reinforcing the truth that you are safe and secure under God's guardianship. This moment also carries a profound invitation to deepen your faith. Divine intervention is not solely about protection from harm. It is also an opportunity for spiritual growth and transformation. By responding to this message with trust and openness, you strengthen your connection with the divine and affirm your willingness to walk in alignment with God's will. Such moments of decision often mark turning points in an individual's spiritual journey, leading to greater clarity, purpose, and peace. The awareness that heaven is actively engaged in your life fosters a sense of confidence that transcends any temporary challenges you may face. Furthermore, the intervention of Archangel Michael highlights the importance of spiritual awareness in navigating life's complexities. In a world filled with distractions and uncertainties, it is easy to overlook the subtle ways in which divine guidance manifests. This message serves as a reminder to remain attentive to the signs of heaven's presence, recognizing that you are continually supported by forces of light. By cultivating this awareness, you empower yourself to move forward with faith and resilience, knowing that every step of your journey is guided by divine wisdom. As this part of the message approaches its culmination, it is essential to seal this moment with a declaration of faith and gratitude. The intervention you have received is not only a response to a specific situation, but also a testament to the enduring love and protection that heaven extends to all who seek it. Embrace this truth with confidence, allowing it to inspire a renewed sense of peace and assurance within your heart. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if this resonates with you. Blessing code 431 is now activated, symbolizing divine protection, spiritual alignment, and heavenly intervention over your life. Before we continue, remember that what has been revealed so far is only the beginning of a deeper and more transformative message. The next part will unveil insights that can further strengthen your understanding and empower your spiritual journey. You'll be glad you stayed for what's about to be revealed. As this divine intervention unfolds, you may feel a stirring in your heart, a desire to help others receive the same protection and hope that you are experiencing right now. When you choose to support this mission through super thanks, channel membership, or a PayPal donation, you are not merely giving. You are sowing seeds of light that allow God's word to reach souls who are searching for guidance. Scripture reminds us in Luke 6:38, "Give, and it will be given to you." And today, this promise is alive and speaking directly to you. I feel led to say this: as you sow into this sacred work, you become a vessel through which heaven's message flows to countless lives. Let your generosity be like a river that never runs dry, opening the heavens over your own life and releasing blessings beyond measure. Your support is a prophetic act of obedience, aligning you with God's purpose in this very moment. Tap the Super Thanks button, join as a member, or use the PayPal link or QR code in the description, and step into this divine assignment today. May your seed return to you multiplied, bringing peace, favor, and abundance in every area of your life. As we continue deeper into this prophetic message, it becomes essential to understand what is truly meant by the term dark ritual and why heaven has chosen to reveal this information to you at this precise moment. Knowledge is a powerful force that dispels fear, and when spiritual truths are illuminated by divine wisdom, they empower you to stand firm with confidence rather than be overwhelmed by uncertainty. The warning delivered through Archangel Michael is not intended to magnify the power of darkness, but to expose its limitations and reaffirm the absolute supremacy of God's authority over all creation. By understanding the nature of these rituals, you are equipped to replace fear with faith and anxiety with unshakable peace. Dark rituals are often described as intentional acts performed with the aim of influencing a person's life through negative spiritual intentions. These practices typically rely on symbolism, focused intention, and emotional energy such as fear or resentment. One of the most commonly referenced elements in such rituals is the use of personal representations, including photographs. A photograph symbolizes identity and presence, serving as a focal point for those attempting to direct harmful intentions toward an individual. However, it is crucial to understand that while these symbols may hold psychological or symbolic meaning, they possess no inherent power when confronted with divine authority. God's sovereignty remains absolute, ensuring that no ritual, no matter how elaborate, can override His will or harm those who are under His protection. Throughout sacred teachings, darkness is frequently associated with deception and illusion rather than genuine power. Negative forces attempt to operate by instilling fear, doubt, and confusion, seeking to weaken an individual's faith and sense of security. Your influence depends largely on remaining hidden and unchallenged. When such actions are brought into the light, their perceived strength diminishes significantly. This is why the revelation in this message is so significant. It exposes what was intended to remain concealed, stripping it of its ability to operate unnoticed. By becoming aware of these dynamics, you are empowered to reject fear and embrace the assurance that divine protection is far greater than any negative intention directed toward you. Archangel Michael's intervention serves as a powerful affirmation of this truth. Known as the defender of the faithful and the commander of heavenly armies, his presence signifies that divine forces are actively working to neutralize any attempt against you. Rather than viewing the completion of a dark ritual as a cause for alarm, it should be seen as evidence that heaven is vigilant and responsive. The very act of revealing this information indicates that the situation has already been met with divine resistance. In the spiritual realm, light does not merely coexist with darkness, it overcomes it completely. This understanding transforms the narrative from one of fear to one of victory, reminding you that you are under constant divine protection. It is also important to recognize that individuals who are spiritually targeted are often those who carry a unique purpose or calling. Throughout history, many who were destined to bring light, healing, or transformation into the world encountered opposition along their journey. This resistance was not a reflection of vulnerability, but rather an acknowledgement of their significance. If you find yourself at the center of this prophetic message, it may be a sign that your life holds meaningful potential and that your presence has a positive impact on those around you. Understanding this perspective shifts the focus from fear to affirmation, reminding you that you are valued and chosen for a divine purpose. Another essential aspect of understanding dark rituals is the role of intention. While negative intentions may be directed toward an individual, they cannot manifest harm without divine permission. Sacred teachings consistently affirm that God's authority is supreme and that His protection extends to those who place their trust in Him. This assurance provides a strong foundation of peace, allowing you to move forward with confidence rather than anxiety. The revelation of a completed ritual, therefore, does not signify defeat but rather highlights the active involvement of heaven in safeguarding your life. It is a reminder that divine protection is not passive but dynamic, continually working to preserve your well-being and guide your journey. Furthermore, it is essential to consider the psychological and emotional impact that such revelations can have. Fear can create a sense of vulnerability, leading individuals to feel powerless or overwhelmed. However, the purpose of this message is to replace fear with faith and uncertainty with understanding. By recognizing that divine protection is already in place, you can shift your focus from the perceived threat to the assurance of safety and peace. This transformation of perspective is a powerful step toward spiritual empowerment, enabling you to navigate life's challenges with resilience and confidence. When fear is replaced by faith, the influence of darkness loses its grip, and a renewed sense of hope emerges. The symbolism of light plays a central role in this message. Light represents truth, clarity, and divine presence, while darkness symbolizes deception and limitation. When Archangel Michael intervenes, he brings with him the radiance of heavenly light, dispelling every shadow and restoring balance. Visualize this light surrounding your life, illuminating every corner of your existence and dissolving any negative intention that may have been directed toward you. Imagine it extending over your home, your loved ones, and every aspect of your future, creating a protective barrier that cannot be penetrated. This imagery serves as a reminder that divine protection is not distant or abstract but immediate, personal, and encompassing. In addition to understanding the nature of dark rituals, it is equally important to recognize the power of personal faith. Faith acts as a spiritual shield, reinforcing the protective covering established by divine intervention. By maintaining a mindset rooted in trust and confidence, you strengthen your connection with the divine and affirm your alignment with God's will. This alignment not only safeguards you from harm but also enables you to fulfill your purpose with clarity and peace. Spiritual awareness, combined with unwavering faith, creates a powerful defense that ensures no negative intention can prevail against you. As you reflect on these insights, allow a deep sense of calm assurance to settle within your heart. The revelation of a dark ritual is not an indication of impending danger but a testament to the vigilance of heaven in protecting you. Archangel Michael's presence signifies that every attempt against you has already been met with divine resistance and that your life remains securely held within God's care. This understanding empowers you to move forward with renewed confidence, embracing the knowledge that no force of darkness can prevail against the light that surrounds you. In conclusion, understanding the nature of dark rituals provides clarity and dispels the fear that often accompanies the unknown. By recognizing the limitations of such practices and the supremacy of divine authority, you are equipped to stand firm in faith and assurance. The message delivered through Archangel Michael serves as a powerful reminder that you are protected, valued, and guided by heavenly forces. As you continue on this spiritual journey, carry with you the confidence that divine light not only counters every negative intention but also illuminates the path toward peace, purpose, and fulfillment. The unfolding message will continue to reveal deeper layers of insight, strengthening your faith and reaffirming the unwavering protection that surrounds your life. As this prophetic message continues to unfold, a profound question naturally arises within your heart. Why you? Why would Archangel Michael deliver such a specific and urgent warning? And why were you guided to hear this message at this exact moment? The answer lies not in coincidence, but in divine intention. In the spiritual realm, nothing happens by accident. Every encounter, every revelation, and every moment of awareness is carefully orchestrated according to God's perfect plan. The fact that you are listening to these words right now is a powerful indication that your life carries unique spiritual significance and purpose. Being chosen to receive this message does not mean that you are singled out for harm. Rather, it signifies that you are recognized in the spiritual realm and as someone of value and destiny. Throughout sacred history, individuals who were called to fulfill meaningful purposes often experienced moments of divine intervention. These interventions served as both protection and preparation, ensuring that they remained aligned with God's will despite the challenges they faced. In the same way, the warning you have received is not a sign of vulnerability but a confirmation that your life holds importance within the greater tapestry of God's plan. Often, those who carry a divine calling encounter resistance from negative forces. This opposition is not a reflection of weakness but an acknowledgement of the light they carry. Just as a bright flame attracts attention in the darkness, individuals with spiritual purpose naturally draw both divine favor and, at times, spiritual opposition. If a dark ritual was indeed directed toward you, it serves as evidence that your life possesses influence and meaning. Rather than viewing this as a cause for fear, it should be embraced as an affirmation of your spiritual significance. You are not ordinary. You are someone whose presence has the potential to inspire, uplift, and transform the lives of others. Another reason you were chosen to receive this message is your spiritual sensitivity. Many individuals possess an inner awareness that allows them to perceive divine guidance more readily than others. You may have experienced moments of intuition, vivid dreams, or a deep sense of knowing that seem to guide your decisions. Perhaps you have felt a strong connection to prayer, a desire to help others, or an unexplainable pull toward spiritual growth. These qualities are often indicators of a receptive heart, one that is open to divine communication. Archangel Michael's message reaches those who are spiritually attuned, ensuring that they are prepared to fulfill their purpose with clarity and confidence. Timing also plays a crucial role in understanding why you were chosen. Divine messages are delivered at moments when individuals are on the threshold of transformation. You may be entering a new season of life, facing important decisions, or experiencing a period of personal or spiritual growth. Such transitions often attract both opportunity and opposition. The revelation of this message serves as a protective measure, ensuring that nothing interferes with the path that God has prepared for you. It is a reminder that heaven is actively involved in guiding your journey, providing support and protection precisely when it is needed most. Furthermore, being chosen to receive this message carries with it a sense of responsibility. Divine favor is often accompanied by a calling to act with faith, courage, and compassion. This does not mean that you are expected to undertake extraordinary tasks. Rather, it invites you to live with a heightened awareness of your spiritual identity. By embracing this awareness, you become a beacon of light for others, reflecting God's love and guidance in your daily life. Your response to this message has the potential to inspire those around you, creating a ripple effect of faith and encouragement that extends far beyond your immediate circumstances. It is also important to recognize that divine selection is rooted in love rather than exclusivity. Being chosen does not imply that others are less valued. Instead, it reflects God's intimate knowledge of each individual's journey. Just as a shepherd knows each sheep by name, heaven recognizes your unique experiences, challenges, and aspirations. This personal attention underscores the depth of God's care for you, reminding you that you are never overlooked or forgotten. Archangel Michael's intervention is a testament to this love, affirming that your well-being and destiny are of great importance in the eyes of heaven. As you reflect on the significance of being chosen, allow yourself to embrace a sense of empowerment and gratitude. This message is not meant to burden you with fear or obligation, but to uplift you with the assurance that you are divinely supported. Every challenge you have faced, every moment of perseverance, and every act of faith has prepared you for this point in your journey. The revelation you have received serves as a reminder that your life is guided by a higher purpose, one that is protected and nurtured by divine forces. Consider also the possibility that your selection is part of a greater mission. By receiving and responding to this message, you become a vessel through which divine awareness can spread to others. Sharing your faith, offering encouragement, and standing as a testament to God's protection can inspire those who may be struggling with their own challenges. In this way, your experience transcends personal significance, contributing to a broader movement of spiritual awakening and hope. Moreover, being chosen invites you to step into a deeper relationship with the divine. It encourages you to cultivate practices that strengthen your spiritual connection, such as prayer, reflection, and acts of kindness. These practices not only enhance your sense of peace and purpose, but also reinforce the protective covering that surrounds you. By nurturing this relationship, you align yourself more closely with God's will, allowing His guidance to illuminate every aspect of your life. As this part of the message draws to a close, it is essential to internalize the profound truth that you were chosen not by chance, but by divine design. Your presence here is a testament to the intentional care with which heaven watches over you. Archangel Michael's warning and protection serve as powerful affirmations of your value, reminding you that your life is woven into the fabric of a greater spiritual narrative. Embrace this realization with confidence, knowing that you are supported, protected, and destined for a purpose that extends far beyond what you may currently perceive. In conclusion, the question of why you were chosen finds its answer in the unique combination of your spiritual sensitivity, divine purpose, and the perfect timing of God's plan. This message is a declaration of your significance and a reminder that you are never alone on your journey. As you continue forward, carry with you the assurance that heaven is actively guiding and protecting you. Let this awareness inspire you to walk with renewed faith, courage, and hope, confident in the knowledge that your life is held securely within the embrace of divine love and purpose. As this prophetic message continues to unfold, we now arrive at a pivotal moment that shifts the focus from awareness to response. Understanding the warning and recognizing your divine protection are essential steps, but there is another crucial element that completes this spiritual process: faith-filled action. Throughout sacred history, divine intervention has often been activated when individuals chose to respond with obedience and trust. This principle reveals a profound spiritual truth. While God's grace is freely given, the manifestation of His protection and blessings is frequently connected to our willingness to act in faith. Faith-filled action is not about performing grand or complicated deeds. Rather, It is about making intentional decisions that align your heart with divine authority. In the context of this message, the symbolic one-click represents such an act. It is not the physical gesture itself that carries power, but the faith and intention behind it. This simple action serves as a declaration of agreement with heaven, an acknowledgement that you are choosing to stand under God's protection and reject any negative intention directed toward you. Throughout biblical history, seemingly small acts of obedience have led to extraordinary outcomes, demonstrating that when faith is expressed through action, divine power is set into motion. Consider the story of the Israelites marking their doorposts with the blood of the lamb during the Passover. The act itself was simple, yet it symbolized their faith and obedience, resulting in divine protection over their households. Similarly, when David stepped forward to face Goliath, his victory was not determined by physical strength but by his unwavering trust in God. These examples illustrate that faith is not merely a passive belief, it is an active partnership with the divine. When individuals respond to God's guidance with intentional action, they create an environment in which miracles can unfold. In the same way, the invitation presented in this message calls you to participate in your own spiritual protection. By responding with faith, you affirm your trust in God's sovereignty and open the door for His protective presence to operate fully in your life. This response is not rooted in fear but in confidence, recognizing that divine authority surpasses any force that seeks to oppose you. The concept of one click symbolizes a moment of decision, a conscious choice to align yourself with light rather than darkness, with faith rather than doubt, and with divine assurance rather than uncertainty. Faith-filled action also serves as a powerful antidote to fear. Fear often seeks to paralyze individuals, preventing them from moving forward or embracing the blessings prepared for them. However, when you take a step of faith, you break the cycle of hesitation and affirm your trust in God's protection. This act of trust sends a clear message to the spiritual realm. You are not standing alone, but are firmly anchored in divine authority. Such a declaration strengthens your spiritual resilience and reinforces the protective covering established by heaven. Another important aspect of faith-filled action is its ability to deepen your relationship with the divine. Each act of obedience, no matter how small, strengthens your connection with God and enhances your spiritual awareness. By responding to this message with faith, you cultivate a sense of intimacy with the divine, recognizing that your life is guided and supported by a higher purpose. This deeper connection not only provides protection but also fosters a sense of peace and confidence that transcends external circumstances. Furthermore, faith-filled action has a ripple effect that extends beyond your personal experience. When you choose to respond with trust and obedience, you become a source of inspiration for others. Your example encourages those around you to embrace their own faith and seek divine guidance in their lives. In this way, your response contributes to a broader movement of spiritual awakening and hope, spreading light in a world often overshadowed by uncertainty. The decision you make today has the potential to influence countless lives, reinforcing the truth that acts of faith carry far-reaching impact. It is also important to understand that faith-filled action does not require perfection. Many individuals hesitate to respond to divine guidance because they feel unworthy or uncertain about their ability to live up to spiritual expectations. However, God's invitation is not based on human perfection but on a willing and open heart. The act of stepping forward in faith, despite doubts or fears, is itself a powerful expression of trust. Heaven responds not to flawless performance but to sincere intention, welcoming each individual into the embrace of divine grace and protection. As you reflect on the significance of this moment, consider the transformative power of making a conscious decision to align with divine authority. This choice marks a turning point in your spiritual journey, shifting your perspective from passive observation to active participation. By embracing faith-filled action, you affirm your role as a co-creator in the unfolding of God's plan for your life. This partnership empowers you to move forward with confidence, knowing that every step you take is supported by heavenly guidance. Moreover, faith-filled action reinforces the understanding that divine protection is not distant or abstract but immediate and personal. When you respond to this message, you are not merely acknowledging a spiritual concept. You are engaging in a living relationship with the divine. This engagement strengthens your sense of purpose and provides a foundation of peace that remains steadfast even in the face of challenges. It reminds you that God's presence is not limited to extraordinary moments, but is woven into the fabric of your everyday life. As this part of the message draws to a close, allow yourself to embrace the empowerment that comes from responding with faith. The invitation before you is not one of obligation, but of opportunity, an opportunity to step into a deeper experience of divine protection and guidance. By choosing to act, you affirm your trust in God's sovereignty and open your heart to the blessings that accompany obedience. This moment serves as a reminder that faith is not merely a belief to be held but a force to be lived, expressed through intentional decisions that align with divine will. In conclusion, the power of faith-filled action lies in its ability to transform awareness into manifestation. Through intentional response, you activate the protective and restorative forces of heaven, ensuring that your life remains aligned with God's purpose. The symbolic one-click represents more than a simple gesture. It is a declaration of trust, a step of obedience, and an affirmation of your place within the embrace of divine love. As you continue on this spiritual journey, carry with you the assurance that every act of faith strengthens your connection with the divine and reinforces the truth that you are protected, guided, and destined for a life of peace, purpose, and fulfillment. As this prophetic journey continues, we arrive at a deeply transformative moment, one that calls for the complete release of fear and the embrace of divine confidence. Fear is often the most powerful tool used by darkness to weaken the human spirit. It clouds judgment, drains hope, and creates a false sense of vulnerability. When individuals believe they are powerless, they become more susceptible to anxiety and despair. However, the message delivered through Archangel Michael is not meant to instill fear but to shatter it completely. This is a divine invitation to step out of the shadows of uncertainty and into the radiant assurance of God's protection. Fear thrives in the unknown. When people encounter situations that seem mysterious or beyond their control, their imagination can magnify the perceived threat, making it appear far greater than it truly is. The revelation of a dark ritual may initially evoke concern, but it is essential to remember that the purpose of this message is to expose and neutralize any negative intention, not to empower it. By bringing hidden actions into the light, heaven ensures that their influence is diminished. Darkness cannot flourish where truth and divine authority prevail. Understanding this principle is the first step in breaking the chains of fear and reclaiming your sense of peace. Throughout sacred teachings, fear is consistently contrasted with faith. While fear focuses on limitations and potential harm, faith centers on divine power and protection. The presence of Archangel Michael in this message serves as a powerful reminder that you are not alone in this spiritual battle. As the commander of heavenly armies, he symbolizes courage, strength, and unwavering defense. His intervention signifies that every attempt against you has already been met with divine resistance. When you internalize this truth, fear loses its grip, replaced by a deep and abiding sense of security. It is also important to recognize that fear often operates through subtle channels. It may manifest as persistent worry, self-doubt, or a feeling of helplessness. Sometimes, it appears as hesitation to move forward in life or reluctance to embrace new opportunities. These emotional responses can create invisible barriers that prevent individuals from fulfilling their divine purpose. By addressing and releasing these fears, you open the door to spiritual freedom and empowerment. The message you are receiving is not only about protection from external negativity, but also about liberation from internal limitations. Breaking the chains of fear begins with a conscious decision to trust in God's sovereignty. This trust is not based on denial of challenges, but on the assurance that divine power surpasses all obstacles. When you choose faith over fear, you align yourself with the protective covering that heaven has already established around you. This alignment transforms your perspective, enabling you to view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than threats to your well-being. It empowers you to move forward with confidence, knowing that you are supported by forces far greater than any opposition you may encounter. Another essential aspect of overcoming fear is the power of spoken declarations. Words carry spiritual significance, shaping both internal beliefs and external realities. By declaring your trust in God's protection, you reinforce your alignment with divine authority. Simple affirmations such as "I am protected," "I walk in divine peace," and "no darkness can overcome the light within me" serve as powerful reminders of your spiritual security. These declarations not only strengthen your faith but also create an atmosphere of confidence and resilience, diminishing the influence of fear. Visualization can also play a meaningful role in breaking the chains of fear. Imagine Archangel Michael standing beside you, clad in radiant armor, holding a sword of light that dispels every shadow. Envision a protective shield surrounding your life, extending over your home, your loved ones, and every aspect of your journey. This imagery is not merely symbolic. It represents the spiritual reality of divine protection. By focusing on this vision, you shift your attention away from fear and toward the assurance of safety and peace. Such practices help anchor your faith in tangible expressions of divine presence. It is equally important to understand that releasing fear is a process that requires patience and self-compassion. Many individuals have carried fears for years, shaped by past experiences or uncertainties about the future. The message you are receiving today serves as a catalyst for transformation, inviting you to let go of these burdens and embrace a renewed sense of hope. This transformation does not happen instantaneously but unfolds as you continue to nurture your faith and trust in divine guidance. Each step you take toward releasing fear strengthens your spiritual resilience and reinforces your connection with the divine. Furthermore, breaking the chains of fear enables you to fully embrace your divine purpose. Fear often acts as a barrier that prevents individuals from stepping into their true potential. When this barrier is removed, you gain the freedom to pursue your calling with clarity and confidence. The revelation of this message is not merely about protection from harm but about empowering you to live a life aligned with God's plan. By releasing fear, you create space for creativity, compassion, and spiritual growth, allowing your light to shine more brightly in the world. Community and shared faith also play a significant role in overcoming fear. Knowing that others are walking a similar spiritual path provides encouragement and strength. When individuals come together in unity and support, they create an environment where fear is replaced by hope and resilience. By engaging with this message and connecting with others who share your faith, you become part of a collective movement that amplifies divine light and diminishes the influence of darkness. This sense of belonging reinforces the understanding that you are never alone in your journey. As this part of the message approaches its conclusion, take a moment to reflect on the profound transformation that is taking place within you. The chains of fear that once seemed unbreakable are now being dissolved by the power of divine truth. Archangel Michael's presence serves as a constant reminder that you are protected, guided, and supported at every step of your journey. Embrace this assurance with an open heart, allowing it to replace any lingering doubts or anxieties with a deep and abiding sense of peace. In conclusion, breaking the chains of fear is a vital step in your spiritual journey, enabling you to fully experience the protection and empowerment offered by heaven. By choosing faith over fear, declaring your trust in divine authority, and embracing the supportive presence of Archangel Michael, you step into a new reality defined by confidence and peace. This transformation not only safeguards your well-being, but also empowers you to fulfill your divine purpose with clarity and courage. As you continue forward, carry with you the unwavering assurance that no force of darkness can prevail against the light that surrounds you, and that you are forever held within the embrace of divine love and protection. As we enter the sacred moment of the message, the atmosphere shifts from understanding and liberation into the powerful activation of divine protection. Everything you have heard so far has been preparing your heart for this very point, a moment where heaven's promises are not only acknowledged, but spiritually sealed over your life. The intervention of Archangel Michael is not symbolic alone. It represents the tangible manifestation of God's safeguarding presence. This is the moment when divine assurance becomes a living reality, surrounding you with peace, strength, and unshakable security. Divine protection is one of the most comforting and powerful promises found throughout sacred teachings. It reassures believers that no matter the intensity of spiritual opposition, God's authority remains supreme. The warning you received earlier was not meant to leave you in a state of concern, but to guide you toward this decisive moment where heaven's covering is fully activated. Archangel Michael, revered as the commander of heavenly armies, stands as a guardian assigned to defend those who place their trust in God. His presence signifies that every negative intention directed toward you has been confronted and neutralized by forces far greater than any darkness. Imagine, for a moment, the spiritual reality unfolding around you. Envision Archangel Michael descending with radiant brilliance, his armor shining with divine light and his sword representing the authority of heaven. As he stands beside you, a shield of heavenly fire begins to form, encircling your entire being. The shield extends beyond your physical presence, covering your home, your loved ones, your relationships, your finances, and your future. It acts as an impenetrable barrier, dissolving every trace of negativity and preventing any harmful intention from taking root. This visualization is not merely imaginative. It reflects the spiritual truth that divine protection is active, immediate, and all-encompassing. The activation of this protection also signifies a spiritual sealing. In biblical tradition, sealing represents divine ownership and preservation. It is a declaration that an individual is set apart and safeguarded under God's authority. As this protective seal is placed upon your life, it marks the cancellation of every negative assignment and establishes a covenant of peace and security. The sealing is not temporary. It is a lasting affirmation that you are held within the embrace of divine love, and no ritual, intention, or force of darkness can penetrate what God has sealed. Another essential aspect of divine protection is the restoration of peace. Spiritual attacks often aim to disrupt emotional and mental stability, creating feelings of anxiety, confusion, or discouragement. However, when heaven's protection is activated, these disturbances are replaced with a profound sense of calm and assurance. You may begin to notice a gentle yet powerful shift within your spirit, a renewed confidence, clarity of mind, and a deep inner peace that surpasses understanding. This transformation is a testament to the effectiveness of divine intervention, reaffirming that God's presence brings harmony and restoration to every area of your life. Faith plays a vital role in sustaining this protective covering. While divine protection is freely given, maintaining an attitude of trust and gratitude strengthens your alignment with it. By acknowledging God's guardianship and expressing confidence in His authority, you reinforce the spiritual barrier that surrounds you. Simple acts such as prayer, reflection, and declarations of faith serve as reminders of this ongoing protection. These practices not only deepen your spiritual connection but also cultivate an enduring sense of peace and resilience. The activation of divine protection also extends beyond your personal experience, influencing those connected to you. When heaven establishes a protective covering over an individual, its impact often reaches family members, friends, and loved ones. This ripple effect reflects the expansive nature of divine grace, demonstrating that God's blessings are not confined to a single life, but flow outward to touch many others. By embracing this protection, you become a channel through which peace and reassurance can spread, inspiring those around you to seek their own connection with the divine. Furthermore, this moment serves as a powerful reminder of your identity as a cherished and protected child of God. In times of uncertainty, it is easy to forget the depth of divine love and care that surrounds you. The intervention of Archangel Michael reaffirms that you are never alone, even in the face of unseen challenges. You are valued, guided, and safeguarded at every step of your journey. This realization fosters a sense of confidence that empowers you to move forward with courage and purpose, knowing that heaven is actively involved in your life. As this sacred activation reaches its peak, take a moment to internalize the profound significance of what is taking place. Allow yourself to feel the warmth of divine light enveloping your spirit, dissolving every trace of fear and replacing it with unwavering assurance. This is not merely a symbolic gesture, it is a spiritual reality that marks a turning point in your journey. From this moment forward, you walk under the covering of divine protection, guided by heavenly wisdom and strengthened by God's enduring presence. Tuck Divine Shield activated in the comments if this resonates with you. Blessing code 864 is now activated, symbolizing heavenly protection, spiritual sealing, and lasting peace over your life and household. As this powerful moment settles within your heart, remember that the journey is not yet complete. A final and deeply significant revelation awaits, one that will illuminate your path with even greater clarity and purpose. Hold this assurance close, for what comes next will further strengthen your understanding and deepen your connection with the divine. You'll be grateful you remained present for this extraordinary unfolding. As the divine shield now surrounds you, this sacred moment invites you to become a vessel through which this same protection can reach countless other souls. When you choose to support this mission through super thanks, channel membership, or a PayPal donation, you are sowing seeds of light that allow God's word to flow like a river into hearts searching for hope. The Lord declares in 2 Corinthians 9:7 that God loves a cheerful giver, and today, this promise speaks directly to you as an invitation to participate in His divine work. I feel led to tell you that your generosity is not merely a gift. It is a prophetic act that opens the heavens over your life and releases abundant blessings. Every contribution becomes oil in the lamp, ensuring that this message of protection continues to shine in a world longing for divine reassurance. Step into this moment of obedience by tapping the Super Thanks button, joining as a member, or using the PayPal link or QR code provided in the video description. As you sow into this sacred mission, may God multiply your seed, surround you with favor, and establish unshakable peace in every area of your life. Act now and become a partner in spreading heaven's light. As the divine protection surrounding your life has now been firmly established, this prophetic message expands beyond the boundaries of your personal experience and calls you into a greater purpose. Spiritual revelations are rarely meant for one individual alone. Instead, they are often entrusted to a single heart so that their impact may ripple outward to touch many others. The intervention of Archangel Michael in your life is not only a testament to God's protection over you, but also an invitation to become a messenger of hope, encouragement, and divine awareness for those around you. This moment marks a transition from receiving divine grace to actively participating in the spreading of heavenly light. Throughout sacred history, individuals who experienced divine intervention were often called to share their testimonies with others. Your stories became beacons of faith, inspiring communities and strengthening the belief that God remains actively involved in human lives. In the same way, your encounter with this prophetic message carries the potential to uplift and guide those who may be facing similar struggles. There are countless individuals who may feel overwhelmed by uncertainty, burdened by unseen challenges, or disconnected from spiritual assurance. By sharing this message, you extend a lifeline of hope, reminding them that they are not alone and that divine protection is available to all who seek it. Spreading the light to others is an act of compassion and spiritual responsibility. When you share a message of faith, you participate in a divine mission that transcends personal boundaries. Your actions become instruments through which God's love and protection reach individuals who may be searching for guidance. This ripple effect reflects the expansive nature of divine grace, demonstrating that a single act of faith can influence countless lives. Each person who encounters this message may, in turn, share it with others, creating a chain of encouragement and spiritual awakening that continues to grow. It is important to understand that sharing this message does not require grand gestures or extraordinary efforts. Often, the most meaningful impact arises from simple acts of kindness and sincerity. A heartfelt conversation with a friend, a message of encouragement to a family member, or the decision to share this video with someone who may benefit from its reassurance can make a profound difference. These actions serve as reminders that divine protection is not limited to a select few but is available to all who open their hearts to receive it. By taking these steps, you become a channel of light, reflecting God's presence in the lives of others. Moreover, spreading the light strengthens your own spiritual journey. When you share a message of faith, you reinforce your belief in its truth and deepen your connection with the divine. This process creates a cycle of spiritual growth, where giving and receiving become intertwined. As you extend encouragement to others, you may find your own faith renewed and your sense of purpose enhanced. This reciprocal dynamic reflects the essence of divine love, which flourishes through acts of generosity and compassion. Community also plays a vital role in the dissemination of spiritual messages. In times of uncertainty, individuals often seek connection and reassurance from those who share their beliefs. By engaging with a community of faith, you contribute to an environment where hope and resilience can thrive. The collective sharing of testimonies and experiences fosters a sense of unity, reminding each member that they are part of a larger spiritual family. This sense of belonging not only strengthens individual faith, but also amplifies the impact of the message, ensuring that it reaches those who need it most. As you consider your role in spreading this divine message, reflect on the potential impact of your actions. There may be someone in your life who is silently struggling, longing for a sign of hope or reassurance. Your willingness to share this message could be the very answer to their prayers. In this way, you become an instrument of divine timing, guided to extend light precisely when it is needed. This realization transforms the act of sharing from a simple gesture into a meaningful expression of faith and compassion. If this message has touched your heart and strengthened your faith, now is the time to take intentional action. Like this video, as a visible expression of your agreement with its message and as a way to help it reach a wider audience. Share it with your family, friends, and loved ones so that they too may receive the reassurance of divine protection. Leave a comment declaring your faith and encouragement, creating a supportive space where others can find comfort and inspiration. Finally, subscribe to this channel to remain connected with future prophetic messages that continue to uplift and guide viewers on their spiritual journeys. These simple yet powerful actions play a significant role in spreading the light of divine truth across the world. Spreading the light also involves embodying the message in your daily life. Beyond sharing the video, you are invited to live as a reflection of the peace and assurance you have received. Acts of kindness, compassion, and understanding serve as tangible expressions of divine love, influencing those around you in profound ways. When others witness the confidence and serenity that arise from your faith, they may be inspired to seek their own connection with the divine. In this manner, your life becomes a living testimony to the transformative power of God's protection. As this part of the message approaches its conclusion, it is essential to remember that the journey of faith is not meant to be walked alone. The call to spread the light is an invitation to participate in a collective mission of hope and spiritual awakening. By sharing this message and embodying its principles, you contribute to a movement that transcends individual experiences, fostering a global community united by faith and divine assurance. Before we proceed to the final stages of this prophetic message, hold on to the understanding that your role in spreading the light carries eternal significance. The seeds of faith you plant today may blossom into profound transformations in the lives of others, creating a legacy of hope that extends far beyond the present moment. The next part will unveil testimonies of divine deliverance that further affirm the power of faith and protection. You'll be amazed by what is about to be revealed, as these stories will deepen your trust and strengthen your assurance that God's hand is continually at work in the lives of His people. As we continue this prophetic journey, we now arrive at a deeply inspiring and faith-strengthening segment, Testimonies of Divine Deliverance. Throughout history, personal testimonies have served as powerful reminders of God's unwavering protection and intervention in the lives of His people. These accounts are more than stories. They are living evidence that divine authority surpasses every form of darkness. They ignite hope, reinforce faith, and provide reassurance that the same protection extended to others is also available to you. In the context of this message, these testimonies affirm that no negative intention, ritual, or spiritual opposition can prevail against the power of heaven. Testimonies hold a unique spiritual significance because they transform abstract beliefs into tangible experiences. When individuals share how they were protected, guided, or delivered from unseen dangers, their experiences become a beacon of hope for others who may be facing similar challenges. These accounts remind us that God's presence is not distant or theoretical but active and personal. They reveal a consistent pattern. Whenever darkness attempts to interfere with the lives of those who trust in divine authority, heaven responds with protection, restoration, and peace. Consider the testimony of a woman who had been experiencing a series of unexplained setbacks. She described persistent feelings of heaviness, recurring nightmares, and sudden disruptions in her personal and professional life. Despite her efforts to move forward, obstacles seemed to arise at every turn. One evening, she encountered a prophetic message similar to the one you are hearing now. Feeling a deep sense of resonance, she responded with faith, offering a heartfelt prayer for divine protection. In the days that followed, she reported a profound shift in her circumstances. The anxiety that once plagued her began to dissipate. Her sleep was restored, and opportunities that had previously seemed unattainable started to emerge. She later described this transformation as a moment of divine intervention, attributing her deliverance to the protective presence of heaven. Another powerful testimony comes from a man who sensed that he was under spiritual attack during a critical period in his life. As he prepared to embark on a new venture, he encountered unexpected resistance, including financial challenges and strained relationships. Feeling overwhelmed, he sought spiritual guidance and placed his trust in God's protection. Shortly thereafter, he experienced a series of events that he interpreted as divine confirmation. Supportive individuals entered his life, his circumstances began to stabilize, and a deep sense of peace replaced his previous anxiety. Reflecting on his journey, he expressed gratitude for the timely intervention that redirected his path and safeguarded his purpose. These testimonies share a common theme. Divine deliverance often occurs at moments when individuals choose to respond with faith rather than fear. The presence of Archangel Michael in this prophetic message echoes the protective experiences described in these accounts. Known as the defender of the faithful, Archangel Michael symbolizes the assurance that heaven actively guards those who seek divine guidance. His intervention serves as a reminder that no force of darkness can withstand the authority of God's light. In addition to personal experiences, sacred teachings are filled with testimonies of divine deliverance that continue to inspire believers today. The story of Daniel in the lion's den, for instance, illustrates how unwavering faith can lead to miraculous protection. Despite being placed in a seemingly hopeless situation, Daniel emerged unharmed, demonstrating that divine authority transcends even the most formidable threats. Similarly, the deliverance of the Israelites from bondage stands as a testament to God's ability to guide and protect his people through seemingly insurmountable challenges. These timeless accounts reinforce the message that divine intervention is not limited to the past but remains a living reality in the present. Testimonies also highlight the transformative power of faith within individuals. Beyond the external changes in circumstances, many who experience divine deliverance describe a profound internal transformation. Feelings of fear and uncertainty are replaced by peace, confidence, and a renewed sense of purpose. This inner renewal often becomes the most significant aspect of their testimony, enabling them to move forward with resilience and hope. Such transformations underscore the holistic nature of divine protection, which encompasses not only physical or material well-being but also emotional and spiritual restoration. Another essential element of testimonies is their ability to create a sense of community and shared faith. When individuals share their experiences, they foster an environment of encouragement and unity, reminding others that they are not alone in their spiritual journeys. This collective affirmation strengthens the belief that divine protection is accessible to all who seek it. By listening to these accounts, viewers may find their own faith renewed and their confidence in God's guardianship reinforced. It is important to recognize that while each testimony is unique, they all point to the same fundamental truth. Divine deliverance is rooted in God's unwavering love and sovereignty. The challenges faced by individuals may vary, but the outcome remains consistent. When faith is embraced, heaven responds with protection and guidance. This understanding provides reassurance that the message you are receiving is not isolated or unprecedented but part of a broader pattern of divine care that spans generations. As you reflect on these testimonies, consider how they resonate with your own experiences. Perhaps you have encountered moments in your life where unexpected protection or guidance seemed to intervene on your behalf. These instances, whether subtle or profound, serve as personal reminders of God's presence and care. Recognizing and acknowledging such experiences can deepen your faith and strengthen your trust in divine protection. Furthermore, testimonies inspire a forward-looking perspective, encouraging individuals to anticipate future blessings with confidence. They remind us that the same divine authority that has delivered others in the past continues to operate today, guiding and protecting those who place their trust in God. This anticipation fosters a sense of hope and expectation, empowering individuals to move forward with courage and optimism. As this part of the message draws to a close, Let these testimonies of divine deliverance serve as a powerful affirmation of the protection surrounding your life. They stand as living evidence that no negative intention or spiritual opposition can prevail against the authority of heaven. The intervention of Archangel Michael in this prophetic message aligns with a long history of divine guardianship, reinforcing the assurance that you are protected, guided, and supported at every step of your journey. In conclusion, testimonies of divine deliverance provide compelling evidence of God's enduring presence and power. They transform faith from an abstract concept into a lived reality, inspiring hope and confidence in those who hear them. As you continue on this spiritual journey, carry these stories within your heart as reminders of the unwavering protection that surrounds you. Let them strengthen your faith, uplift your spirit, and affirm the truth that divine light always prevails over darkness, guiding you toward a future filled with peace, purpose, and assurance. As we approach the culmination of this powerful prophetic message, we enter a sacred and transformative moment, a prophetic prayer of cancellation. This is not merely a closing segment but a divine act of spiritual authority, where every negative intention, assignment, or ritual directed against you is nullified through the power of God. Prayer has long been recognized as one of the most potent expressions of faith, serving as a bridge between the human and the divine. In this moment, you are invited to join your heart and spirit with this prayer, allowing its words to resonate deeply within you and activate the fullness of divine protection over your life. Throughout sacred history, prayer has been the instrument through which countless individuals have experienced deliverance, healing, and restoration. It is not bound by time or space. Rather, it transcends earthly limitations, reaching into the spiritual realm where transformation begins. The prophetic prayer you are about to encounter is rooted in the unwavering belief that God's authority surpasses every force of darkness. No ritual, curse, or negative intention can withstand the power of divine light when it is invoked with sincere faith. This moment represents the sealing of everything that has been revealed throughout this message, a definitive declaration that you are protected, restored, and set free. Prepare your heart by entering a state of calm and receptivity. Take a deep breath and allow any lingering fear or anxiety to dissolve, replaced by a sense of peace and expectancy. This prayer is not something to be passively heard. It is meant to be actively received. As the words are spoken, envision yourself standing beneath a radiant canopy of divine light, surrounded by the protective presence of Archangel Michael and the heavenly hosts. Imagine every shadow being dispelled and every chain of negativity being broken, making way for the fullness of God's peace to fill your life. Let us now enter this sacred prayer. Heavenly Father, Almighty and everlasting God, we come before you with reverence and gratitude, acknowledging your supreme authority over all creation. You are the source of light, truth, and protection, and in your presence, no darkness can prevail. Today, we lift up the life of the one listening to this message, placing them under the shelter of your divine wings. By the power of your holy name, we cancel and nullify every negative intention, every curse, every ritual, and every assignment that has been directed against them. Lord, we declare that no weapon formed against them shall prosper, and every voice raised in opposition is silenced by your authority. We ask that you dispatch Archangel Michael and the heavenly armies to stand guard over their life, their home, their loved ones, and their future. Let every chain of fear, doubt, and oppression be broken, and replace it with unshakable peace and confidence in your protection. Father, cleanse their spirit with your divine light, washing away any residue of negativity and restoring them to a state of wholeness and harmony. Fill their heart with courage, their mind with clarity, and their soul with the assurance of your presence. Establish a hedge of protection around them that cannot be penetrated, and seal them with the promise of your everlasting love. We declare that from this moment forward, their path is illuminated by your guidance. Every plan that you have ordained for their life shall come to fruition, unhindered by any force of darkness. Let blessings of peace, favor, health, and prosperity flow abundantly into every area of their existence. May their life stand as a testimony to your power and faithfulness, inspiring others to seek refuge in your divine protection. We offer this prayer with unwavering faith, trusting that it is already accomplished in the spiritual realm. In your holy and mighty name, we declare victory, freedom, and restoration. Amen. As this prophetic prayer concludes, take a moment to internalize the profound transformation that has taken place. The words spoken are not merely symbolic. They represent a spiritual decree that establishes divine authority over your life. Every negative intention that may have been directed toward you is now rendered powerless, replaced by a renewed sense of peace and assurance. This moment marks a spiritual turning point, signifying the transition from concern to confidence and from uncertainty to unwavering faith. It is important to recognize that the effects of this prayer extend beyond the immediate moment. Divine protection is not temporary. It is an enduring reality that continues to operate in your life. By embracing the truth of this prayer, you affirm your alignment with God's will and strengthen your connection with the divine. This alignment fosters a sense of resilience and hope, empowering you to navigate future challenges with confidence and grace. Furthermore, this prophetic prayer serves as a reminder of your identity as a cherished and protected child of God. In times of uncertainty, it is easy to forget the depth of divine love that surrounds you. However, this moment reaffirms that you are never alone and that heaven remains actively involved in your journey. The presence of Archangel Michael symbolizes the ongoing guardianship that accompanies you, ensuring that your path remains secure and aligned with your divine purpose. As you move forward, consider incorporating prayer into your daily life as a means of maintaining this protective covering. Regular moments of reflection and communication with the divine can deepen your spiritual awareness and reinforce the sense of peace established through this message. Prayer becomes not only a source of protection but also a channel through which guidance, wisdom, and comfort flow into your life. In addition, allow this experience to inspire a renewed sense of gratitude and purpose. Having received divine protection and reassurance, you are now positioned to share this light with others, becoming a source of encouragement and hope within your community. Your life, touched by this moment of intervention, can serve as a testament to the enduring power of faith and the boundless love of God. As this part of the message comes to a close, hold firmly to the assurance that the prophetic prayer of cancellation has established a lasting shield of divine protection over your life. Every attempt against you has been nullified, and every blessing prepared for you is now free to manifest. Walk forward with confidence, knowing that you are guided, protected, and deeply loved. The final part of this prophetic message awaits, where a closing summary and uplifting assurance will bring this spiritual journey to its completion. Prepare your heart to receive the fullness of hope and encouragement that lies ahead, as the message culminates in a powerful affirmation of divine peace and purpose. As we arrive at the final moment of this profound prophetic message, it is time to reflect on the spiritual journey you have undertaken and to embrace the divine assurance that now surrounds your life. From the very beginning, this message was not merely a warning but a sacred invitation, an invitation to awaken to the reality of divine protection, to recognize your spiritual significance, and to step confidently into the peace that comes from knowing that heaven is actively watching over you. What began as an urgent alert has now transformed into a powerful testimony of God's unwavering love, guidance, and safeguarding presence. On this significant day of April 17th, you were divinely guided to receive a message that revealed an attempted act of darkness. Yet, rather than allowing fear to take root, heaven intervened with immediacy and authority. Through the presence of Archangel Michael, the commander of heavenly armies and the faithful defender of God's people, every negative intention directed toward you has been exposed, neutralized, and permanently canceled. This journey has demonstrated a timeless spiritual truth. No force of darkness can prevail against the supreme authority of God's light. The revelation you received was not meant to instill anxiety, but to affirm that you are seen, valued, and divinely protected. Throughout this message, you have come to understand the nature of spiritual warfare and the limitations of any ritual or negative intention. You have recognized that being targeted is not a sign of weakness but an indication of your spiritual significance and divine purpose. You have been reminded that faith-filled action activates heavenly protection, that fear loses its power in the presence of divine truth, and that sharing this message allows the light of hope to reach countless others. Each part of this journey has built upon the last, leading you to this moment of complete assurance and spiritual empowerment. Now, as this message draws to a close, it is essential to internalize the transformation that has taken place within you. The prophetic prayer of cancellation has established a lasting shield of divine protection over your life. Every negative assignment has been nullified, every shadow has been dispelled, and every pathway before you has been illuminated by God's guidance. You are no longer standing in a place of uncertainty but in a position of strength, peace, and divine favor. This assurance is not temporary. It is a lasting covenant that accompanies you throughout every season of your life. Take a moment to envision the spiritual reality that now surrounds you. Imagine a radiant light enveloping your entire being, extending over your home, your loved ones, and every aspect of your future. This light represents the presence of God's protection, a constant reminder that you are never alone. Archangel Michael stands as a guardian at your side, symbolizing courage, strength, and unwavering defense. With this divine covering in place, you can move forward with confidence, knowing that every step you take is guided and safeguarded by heavenly wisdom. This message also carries a profound reminder of your divine purpose. Being chosen to receive this revelation signifies that your life holds meaning and influence within God's greater plan. You are called not only to live in the assurance of divine protection but also to become a beacon of light for others. By embodying the peace and faith you have received, you inspire those around you to seek their own connection with the divine. Your journey becomes a living testimony to the transformative power of God's love, demonstrating that even in moments of uncertainty, divine intervention brings restoration and hope. As you continue forward, it is important to nurture the spiritual connection that has been strengthened through this experience. Engage in practices that reinforce your faith, such as prayer, reflection, and acts of kindness. These expressions of devotion deepen your alignment with God's will and sustain the protective covering that surrounds you. Remember that divine assurance is not confined to extraordinary moments, but is present in the everyday rhythm of your life, guiding you with wisdom and grace. Let this closing message also serve as an invitation to embrace a future filled with hope and expectation. The cancellation of every negative intention opens the door for new blessings to manifest. Opportunities for growth, healing, and fulfillment now lie before you, unhindered by any force of darkness. Trust in the divine timing of these blessings, knowing that God's plans for you are rooted in love and designed to lead you toward a life of peace and purpose. As we conclude, receive this final declaration of divine assurance. You are protected by the authority of heaven. You are guided by the wisdom of God. You are strengthened by the presence of Archangel Michael. You are surrounded by peace that surpasses all understanding. You are chosen, cherished, and destined for a future filled with light. Carry these truths within your heart as you step into the days ahead. Let them serve as a constant reminder that no matter what challenges may arise, you are never alone. Divine protection accompanies you, divine wisdom guides you, and divine love sustains you. This message marks not an ending but a new beginning, a renewed chapter in your spiritual journey, defined by confidence, faith, and unwavering assurance. Type "I walk in divine protection" in the comments if this message resonates with you. Blessing code 999 is now activated, symbolizing completion, divine favor, and everlasting spiritual security over your life. As this sacred message concludes and you step forward under the mantle of divine protection, you are invited to become a partner in spreading this heavenly light to souls around the world. Every seed you sow through super thanks, channel membership, or a PayPal donation becomes a vessel through which God's word reaches those who are searching for hope and deliverance. The Lord declares in Malachi 3:10, "Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse and see if I will not open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing so great that there will not be room enough to receive it." I feel led to say that your generosity today is not merely an offering. It is a prophetic act that activates abundance and favor in your own life. As you give, you become a channel of living water, ensuring that this mission continues to illuminate hearts and transform destinies. Tap the Super Thanks button, join the channel as a member, or use the PayPal link or QR code provided in the video description, and step boldly into this divine assignment. May your seed be multiplied beyond measure, and may God's peace, provision, and protection overflow in every area of your life. Act now and become a bearer of heaven's light.